Hey everybody, it's Goots' Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Ray Goots, and today is WrestleMania 4. And Angela, I'm wearing a Macho Man shirt.
That's a nice Macho Man shirt. What does it say above Macho?
Uh, Cream of the crop.
Oh, cream of the crop, just like that promo. You
Yeah.
know what was? I don't think that promo was that good. What does it say? Stay golden. What a mark.
Who said stay golden?
Your hat. It says you leaned in. So your
Oh,
hat.
yeah, it's the Golden Girls here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hat I wear.
Anyway, yeah, Macho Man. He is all over WrestleMania 4. All over it.
We're covering WrestleMania 4. Before we do that, though, I just want to let you guys know this is dropping Friday. Tonight's SmackDown in the Hall of Fame, Ring of Honor. Also, big night for wrestling. We're not covering any of it, though, because I'm in LA. Sunday night, immediately following night 2 of WrestleMania. The main event. What is the main event of WrestleMania night 2, Andrew Lee?
I don't know. Is it Roman versus Cody?
No, it's not. It's my fucking thing with the Laps fan.
Oh.
At Comedy Chateau, 11 p.m. The Laps Fan Podcast has way more listeners than us, but we're doing a post WrestleMania podcast after party show. Mike Falzone will be there. Mike Lawrence, Josh Alba, the Jolly One, David Pikowski. We're gonna have a bunch of people. It's gonna be a lot of fun. If you want to get tickets, go to comedychateau.com. We're moving tickets, so if you want to come to this, you gotta act now. All right, Andrew Lee won't be there. He'll be in New Jersey.
Yeah. Actually living a life, but just kidding.
I'm living a life. I'm promoting an event.
Is Dave Meltzer going to be there?
No, no, you can't.
That's too bad.
He's
I
got it.
would love it if he was there.
I would love it too, dude.
If he was there, I would give you so much shit if you didn't go hard on it. You know that?
I would, unless he agree with me. I mean, if I think this, but here's the thing: if I think something's good and he thinks something's good, what am I gonna do? Yell at him for thinking it's good?
No, 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 no. I mean, yeah, but like if he said some bullshit, you would like
Oh
if he
yes,
was there,
if
if
he
he
like
was
was,
there, I want you to call him out like the way we would call him out here, saying like nobody gives a fuck if the numbers were fake or not.
yes,
If it's
well, but
93
also,
thousand or if it's 86,000, it doesn't fucking matter, Dave. Like like
yeah,
that.
no, I know, but yeah, again, if he like, if yes, if he showed up and he was like, I don't know, let's say I like the Roman Cody match, and he was
Yes.
like, that match was horrible. Yeah, I would go after him. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. If he was like, that's 2 stars at best, you would be like, no, fuck you. This is where
yeah.
you're wrong. Is he the one who said Kenny Omega versus Vikingo was match of the year? Was considered a match of the year? I just watched that match. While it's a good match, it's nowhere near match of the year,
Do
or
everything
it
Kenny Omega
can be
does.
considered match of the year.
Kenny Omega breathes. That's match of the year. All right.
Yeah, that's right. I heard he farted once and he got 6 stars.
Um,
But anyway, say so. This comedy show. So what time is it going to start?
11 p.m. West Coast time.
Yes, West Coast time.
WrestleMania will be ending around 8:30, 9 o'clock. I know, like, now, again, I know a lot of you LA people. You're like traffic, traffic, traffic. You're gonna have plenty of time to get to the chateau. Don't let the traffic get in the way of seeing an amazing fucking event. It's gonna be once in a lifetime, and I think people are gonna have a blast.
I think so. I think you're right. Are you guys going to record it and air it?
They might. They haven't decided yet. So
Okay. If
it's the
they
more
decide
their
to air
thing.
it,
And, I'm producing it, but it's their thing. So,
yeah, maybe you guys can air it live. Who knows?
they're still about doing that for their Patreons. We might do that. So,
That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty dope.
uh, you know what? But now we're going to WrestleMania 4. Not that good of WrestleMania. You know what it needed? It needed a spot where someone put a syringe needle through a guy's dick. I think that's what it needed.
Yes. Yeah. Syringe. You know what though? Back then they just weren't thinking creatively enough.
Can you
Nowadays that's the
imagine?
thing. In the penis. That's
Can
the
you
thing.
can you imagine,
Yeah.
like, in the middle of the main event, Macho Man just pulls Ted DiBiase's trunks down, just shoves a needle in his dick? What do you think would
I
have happened?
can't believe they did this at a show. Like, how did they not get in trouble for
The wrestling marks are trying to get them in trouble for it, but they honestly, if they keep running, if they can still run events in New Jersey after that, they got to be paying off like the fucking governor or something.
Yeah. Like it reminded me of like remember when
By the way, just so in case, because After the night before we recorded this, XPW did a spot where they pulled down someone's pants and shoved the needle or syringe through the guy's dick. So
Yeah, you're the one who actually. I was not aware of this either.
did you watch
But
it? I didn't want. I don't want to watch it.
no, I did not watch it. But everyone, I can't find it. You can't actually find it.
It's on Twitter, bro.
I'm not on Twitter.
We just go on it. I don't need to tell you.
I went on Twitter, and it's still people don't have it.
It was all on my timeline last night. Maybe XPW's doing copyright takedowns or Twitter's or decency takedowns. I don't know.
Yeah, the people are talking about it. An XPW show. There was a guy who got a syringe on his dick, which is wow. That's
How much would they have to pay you for you to do that? Because they didn't pay whatever the amounts in our heads. They didn't pay that person that.
By the way, if you guys are wondering, XPW is the promotion that's been brought back by Rob Black, who used to be in pornography.
Mhm.
So it is what it is. Like this guy. I mean, he's used to stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like porno and shit. So this is like right up his alley. But who knows? Maybe this becomes a thing. Remember, I mean, whatever. Anyway, there was no penises on WrestleMania 4, though.
No, which automatically makes it a better show than the XPW show last night. But still,
WrestleMania, yes,
not very good.
WrestleMania 4. It is taking place in Atlantic City. Now, they kept saying it's at Trump Plaza, but it's actually not. It's at the convention hall in Atlantic City.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump Plaza is kind of like across the street from it. And Trump is basically like promoting it and paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they keep saying Trump Plaza, but it's not taking place at Trump Plaza. It's on March 27th, 1988. It has I read that the attendance was about 19,200 people.
Mm-hmm.
In comparison, WrestleMania 3 is 93,000. And this is about a little under 20,000. That's a big drop. But to be fair, WrestleMania 2 was about over 20,000 around there. So it's still WrestleMania 4 is doing around the same as WrestleMania 2, but it's still a drop.
I think I think to have it, Trump had they had to buy guarantee seats. So casinos give out tickets, so they had to buy seats to guarantee that Vince would come over. So I think they wound up making money on this event, whether or not I think they would have made money on this event if nobody showed up. That's why they had it here.
I see what you're saying.
They had a guarantee to have it there, so that's why they did it there.
Yeah. So this is gonna be like a tournament. Mean Gene Okerlund introduces Gladys Knight, who's gonna sing the national anthem. She's got like some kind of fucking like NASCAR blouse. It's like a blouse with all these fucking like endorsements all over it. What the fuck was that? Just see what she was wearing.
Maybe she said, you know what, I'm gonna be at WrestleMania, I'm gonna sell my blouse.
Yeah, she had all these she looked like a fucking NASCAR driver. She had all these fucking sponsors all over her. She sings a great fucking national anthem rendition. And then we go straight into our first match, which is an invitational battle royal where the winner gets a trophy, a giant trophy. The participants are the Hart Foundation, the Young Stallions, Sika, but no Alpha, which is very fucking weird.
Roman Reigns' dad.
Yeah. Why was there no Alpha?
So in late 87, 88, they gave Sika a singles push.
Wow, why?
I don't know. I guess they felt like it. I don't know.
Oh.
It didn't last.
Yeah.
It didn't last. But I watched him
Reigns' father, right?
What?
This is Roman Reigns' father?
Yeah, it's like it was almost like what they wound up doing with Umaga, but it didn't last that long.
Okay, so Sika's in there, Danny Davis, the Killer Bees, Bad News Brown, Sam Houston, the Rougeau brothers, Ken Patera, Ron Bass, Junkyard Dog.
Who looks pissed that he's in this.
What?
He looks pissed that he's in this, bro.
Dude, I was pissed that he was in this.
He does not look happy.
Why was this guy in the Battle Royal? He should have been in the tournament.
They probably didn't trust him to be in the tournament.
Yeah. I think at this point, you could see if you're watching WrestleMania 1 through 4, and actually all the pay-per-views, as you're watching it, you can see the de-elevation of JYD happening, and it's sad. It's very sad. Because there's a point where he's so fucking popular, you
Yeah,
know?
he's like right behind Hogan, and I think he had got caught with a lot of drugs. I mean, they all were doing drugs, but he got caught with all of them. He got suspended, and I think they stopped believing. You can see he let himself go. His body's
Yeah. If you look up pictures of JYD pre 1983, like if you look up a picture of JYD, like Google it, JYD 1982, this guy is in phenomenal shape. But when he's in WWE, the only time he's in WWE is all after that, and he's always got a gut. So you
Mhm.
just think that's what he always looked like. He did not always look like that. He was slim. You know, he was muscular. He had abs. He didn't have a gut. He just always had a gut at WWE. Kind of like Harley Race. Harley Race,
Had
by
a
the time he was in
structure.
WWE, he was a slob. You know,
Yeah,
Eddie Kingston's everywhere. You know,
yeah, and
um,
and, and I think this is he shoved all the losers into this battle royal. He basically was like, "Well, I got to get them on the card. I'll just put them in here."
yeah, yeah. All the tag teams that aren't doing anything, everybody who's just not doing anything, the Bolsheviks, Hillbilly Jim, Harley Race, George the Animal Steel, the Order of Eliminations goes. Sam Houston. Man, I remember I said I'm a big fan of Sam Houston fan. I don't know why this guy kept getting fucking like jobbed out like this, you
Mhm.
know? But I might be the only one who fucking liked him.
I think
I
you
like this
might. I
guy.
think that's true.
Yeah, Sam Houston, the Order of Elimination, Sam Houston, then Sika, then Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Brian Blair, then Raymond Rougeau, Jumpin' Jim Brazil, Ron Bass, Hillbilly Jim, Dangerous Danny Davis, Jim Powers of the Young Stallions, Nikolai Volkov, then Zukov. So both the Bolsheviks are out.
Mhm.
Ken Patera, Jacques Rougeau, Harley Race is eliminated. Oh, the last remaining four are Harley Race, Paul Roma, JYD. No, I'm sorry. Harley Race gets eliminated. Paul Roma, JYD, Bret Hart, and Bad News Brown are the remaining four. Paul Roma gets eliminated. Then Junkyard Dog. He's not even the final two.
Yeah.
And then Bret Hart and Bad News Brown are in there. They're working together on JYD when they eliminate him. And then Bret, um, he starts working on he thinks they're a team. And then Bad News Brown throws Bret Hart, and Bad News Brown wins, and he's with the trophy, and Bret gets so pissed off. He comes back in and he like kicks out Bad News Brown, and he starts breaking the trophy, which the people start cheering for him. I read that this was like the beginning of the face turn for the Hart Foundation.
Yeah, I think this was a test to see if Bret Hart had it. I
I
think this
think
whole thing was like
mhm.
we're gonna see if people like this guy.
You know, like if you watch all the Hart Foundation appearances, Bret is always given like a slightly significant role.
Yeah,
You know, like remember in the other battle royal with Andre the Giant, the Hart Foundation were like the last ones in there with him. Remember that?
and again, it happens 2 years later. He's the last one.
Yeah, and
Even
in
though
the
Bad News wins, Bret Hart goes in and beats him up, and people are cheering. They're
yeah,
not like, "Why is this guy suddenly the star of the show?" They accept it. The fans.
yeah. There's even never even the Royal Rumble. He came out first and he was in there for a really fucking long time. You
Mhm.
know, so like
I think Vince. I said this last week. I think Vince always had his mind that he was eventually going to give this guy the belt. They like to act like it was a last second call. I think he knew. I think when October '92 came and Hogan, Warrior, and Savage were kind of the way out, he's like, it's time to. All right. I think you always knew when all these people fail me, I'm going to go to Brett. You
I
know.
think you're right. I think Junior is not a he's not a dummy. He knows what he's doing. Absolutely. What did you think about this Invitational Battle Royal?
I think it, I liked it when I liked it when I was I no actually I didn't really like it as a kid because I thought I wanted this I was like I wanted to see Hillbilly Jim and fucking Junkyard Dog in a more prominent position. It just felt like the message was we've given up on all these people. We've just
Yeah,
I hope you're not invested in anyone in this ring because Vince has decided they're going nowhere except for Bret Hart.
I like that they have a battle royal at a WrestleMania, and they do the Andre the Giant battle royal now, like on the SmackDown before WrestleMania. That's what they're doing this year, right?
Yeah.
I like that. I actually like that they're doing that. It's kind of fun.
Well, I like
I
the
wish
fact
there
they.
was
I
the
like
only
the
thing
fact.
I wish there would be something like you get from winning this. Like you do the battle royal, and when you win, you get like a match at WrestleMania. I think that would be more fun if there
They
actually
should.
was
They
something on the line.
should. They should. What they should do. It's too late now, but what they should have done is, if you win the battle royal, they could do it next year. You get it either an IC shot or a US title shot.
Yeah, I think that would make it more fun. 100%. Yeah.
Mhm.
By the way, Bob Euker is back, and he was doing the guest commentary during this battle royal. And as soon as the battle royal is over, he's like, "I gotta go, guys." He's looking to have
He's
sex
looking
with
for
Vanna
Vanna
White.
White. Yeah.
Yeah, looking. That's gonna be the theme of the show. He's looking for Vanna White. So
You know what was crazy to me though watching this? I'm like, yo, Vanna White. Like half these people are fucking dead. Vanna White is still turning the letters.
yeah. No, Bob Euchre's still alive.
I know, but she's still like doing the same
Her
thing.
same job. Yeah, she's
And she
still
still like
turning
looks
letters.
the same.
She is 66 years old, I think.
Yeah, everyone else is dead. Yeah,
Still doing
on this
this.
show.
Bob Euchre is so fucking great.
Yeah.
He is like one of the best things about WrestleMania 4. He's
I'll tell you
great.
what, I'll tell you, this show is a slog. I'll tell you what saves the show. Bob Euchre and the commentary team. The commentary team, this is the most entertaining these guys been. Do you kind of hear, like, as the show keeps going, you can tell they're kind of like annoyed and exasperated by the show?
Yes.
Like Jesse said, Jesse says something, and Groman as soon as he goes, "Well, I gotta say something. This show is so long." Like he kind of like just throws it out there.
This show's very long. There's so many matches. This show is like a 3 hour and a half show.
3.5 hours. And then the other thing,
yes,
this is what sucks about Peacock. If you have like a 6 hour wrestling show, if there's not that many matches, you don't get a lot of commercials. But because there's so many small matches, you constantly get a minute commercial break on Peacock, and they go the full minute.
You get maybe like 14, 15 commercial breaks.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, whereas like last week at the Royal Rumble, you got like 4.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. One thing I try to do when I'm watching Peacock, and I know I have something like this to watch, I actually just have it running.
Yeah.
All the way through while I do other shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come and I fucking rewind to where I need to be, and then I watch it, because if you go backwards, the commercial already passed, you don't have any more commercials anymore because they don't replay them again.
Oh, that's good. Wow.
Yeah, so I just have it on and let it run, and then I come back like 2 hours later or whatever when it's near the end, and I just fucking start again. It is a very. By the way, speaking of the commentary team, it's Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura, and Jesse Ventura goes, yo, like, there's a point where he goes, I'm glad it's back with you again, Gorilla, not that stupid McMahon. And I agree. This is way better than Jesse Ventura.
Dude, these two are so good. Dude, these two are so good. It is like listening to a podcast almost. Like you could like, I feel like you could listen, even though this show's not that good. You could listen to the commentary over and over again, and always find something new that they say to one another.
Yeah. These guys are great. Like when Gorilla and Jesse were together, I was too young to remember that. So listen to it now. I would say Jesse Ventura, Gorilla Monsoon, maybe I think it could be the greatest commentary team of all time.
Yeah,
really right now up to this point, it beats anything in the NWA, 100%. Even Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, this is way better than that. You know.
You know what it is with them? It's like they make fun of the wrestlers, but they don't bury them. They're funny without taking away from the seriousness of the moment. They just have this perfect blend. Like, like when Jesse says something really funny, Gorilla doesn't laugh. He just goes like, "Will you stop?" And I feel like that's him like holding, like not showing you that, because like sometimes like Brian Saxon will say something stupid and Michael Cole will start laughing, and it seems more like he's like you're a fucking idiot than like a genuine.
Yeah, and Jesse Ventura, even though he's a heel, he is also like an actual sports analysis. Like he says, like even if a bad guy does something stupid, he'll say that was a bad move. I would have covered him better. And like he's still like he is very biased because he's a heel commentator, but he's still like when it's a good move, he calls it out. If it's a bad move, like the jumping bomb angels. Remember, he was going like, I've never seen shit like this before and everything. So I actually like that about Jesse too. He is there's not heel commentators like that anymore. They think that everything's got to be a heel work. It's not. You
Just
just gotta.
the commentary, like, dude, I'm dreading like when we get to the era where Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler, and JBL the commentary team. I'm like that is the most miserable commentary team on the fucking world on the planet. You know how long we're gonna have to listen to Jerry Lawler? You know how many years we're gonna have to listen to this guy?
Oh yeah, that's true. But in the beginning, he wasn't bad.
And no, he's not bad in the beginning. But by 2013, when it's those three ding dongs, it's so fucking bad, bro. So fucking bad.
Okay, so Robin Leach from Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. By the way, Robin Leach, he is someone who has passed away. He reads the proclamation of the WWE Championship Tournament. Basically, it's 14 men.
Yeah.
If you break it down, that's like you'd be like, what is that? 7 matches? It's true, but there's 2
Well,
people.
Hogan and Andre got a bye.
Who will get a bye. So it's really, if you think about it, a 16-man tournament, really, if you think about it. So we go to our match number 2, first match of the tournament. Jim Duggan versus Ted DiBiase, who who goes to the ring with Andre the Giant and Virgil. Jim Duggan is bleeding from the mouth during the middle of this match. Andre trips up Jim Duggan when he's trying to go for the 3-point stance, and as Duggan is reaching for Andre, both Andre and Duggan hits him. Fucking Duggan falls down, and Ted DiBiase hits a fucking fist drop for the fucking 3rd time in this match. Too many times he uses that, and he gets the win. After DiBiase wins, Duggan gets his 2x4, and he chases all the heels out. What did you get for this first match?
Yeah, I feel bad because I'm not gonna have like a lot of like searing insight until because a lot of these matches are just there.
Yes.
They're just there. They really. I noticed. I think one of the reasons I don't like this show is they spend most of the tournament burying the baby faces, and I think he does that on purpose to make Savage look way better. But then, like, we'll get when we get to the finals, we'll talk about it. But they just every tournament match, except for the main event, feels like they're going through the motions to kill time. It doesn't feel like they're at all trying to put on a good show for the crowd.
Yeah, I think so. They're too short and everything.
There's one that's not too short, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Yes. Mean Gene is with Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and he goes to the point where Mean Gene goes, "What a package!" I was like, "What are he talking about?" I think he was talking about like what
his
Beefcake
whole body.
was wearing.
He's a total.
Yeah, but he was like, "What a package!" And I was like, "What the fuck?" And he cuts a promo on Honky Tonk Man and Jimmy Hart because they're gonna have a match for the Intercontinental Championship later on.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go to match number 3. It is Dino Bravo with Frenchie Martin versus Don Morocco, The Rock, and superstar Billy Graham, who's back. And Don Morocco, there's a point in the match where Don Morocco botches a spot. There is a ref bump, and Dino Bravo hits his side slam, but the ref calls for a DQ because the ref bump was when Dino Bravo pulled in the ref to get hit by Don Morocco. So Don Morocco wins by DQ. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, it sucked. It sucked. Don Morocco was kind of already getting tired. Dino Bravo didn't have it. Frenchie Martin's a loser. It sucks. It was not good.
All right. Bob Eucher, he is in the back, and Bob Eucher is, by the way, he's constantly in the back with a microphone, and he's talking about Vanna White, and as he's doing it, wrestlers will interrupt him, and then it'll just become like an automatic promo segment. And I actually like the way they did that. It's not like he's there. I'm here with this person. We're going to talk to them. It's just him talking about Vanna White, and they just walk into him. I wish they would do more interviews like this in wrestling today. Like if in AEW is just Renee like in the back talking about the main event that's coming up, and then like I don't know, Ricky Starks walks in and just starts talking about how he has a problem with fucking Juice Robinson. I think I would love that if that's
dude. All 3 companies do it feels so fake. Their backstage interviews.
Yeah. They should do it like this. I think it was more fun. So Eucher is talking about Vanna White when Jimmy Hart, Honky Tonk Man come in and talk about Brutus Beefcake. And, you know, Eucher is just like giving him the side eye. And he's just like, Eucher is so good in these. This guy was like You know, like whenever WWE had like there was like the time where Monday Night Raw, they had always had like a celebrity host
Yeah.
who didn't know who anybody was,
Mhm.
who was just like oblivious to shit. Like Bob Euker is the opposite of that. He knew everybody. He knew who were good guys. He knew who were bad
Yeah, it
guys.
seemed
He
like he
knew
was
who they were
invested in
fighting.
it always seemed like he was like when we talked to the Honky Tonk Man, it sounded like he was like really invested in the Brutus Beefcake Honky
Yeah,
Tonk.
like he knew like Honky Tonk Man was gonna face Brutus Beefcake, and he knew Brutus was the good guy. So I gotta try to put Brutus over. It was like and he does just the reactions of his face when Honky Tonk Man is talking. He is so good at this. Like, did he get pointers or like I
I
wonder
mean,
like
I'm sure he got direction from Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon isn't gonna let this guy do whatever he wants, and
yeah, well
like,
he was
I'm sure
excellent.
he wasn't like for like 2 months watching the Honky Tonk Man Brutus Beefcake's program. Like,
No,
oh,
but
did
then
he
how
win
come
tonight? You know, I'm sure he like it's all. He's a good actor
like when they get like other celebrities, they don't know how to fucking do shit like this.
because they're not. This guy was talented. He,
Yeah, good point. That's
this guy
fair.
was
That is
actually a
fair.
talent, and he knew what to do.
Yeah,
You hire him, he does the job.
yeah, good point.
That's why Vince brought him. There's not a lot of celebrities that get brought back. Brought
Yes.
back 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think he should. Honestly, I think he should have done every WrestleMania up till now. He
You
had.
know who? Yeah, I think so too. You know who they shouldn't have brought back was Vanna White, I thought, but I'll get to that later. You
Mhm.
go to match number 4. We got Greg the Hammer Valentine versus Ricky Steamboat, who comes down with a baby, who is actually Richie Steamboat. They call him as Little Dragon. Richie Steamboat is a baby at WrestleMania 4. He will eventually become a pro wrestler himself, who even goes as far as like NXT, I believe.
Yeah,
He
and then
does like a moon. He does like a moonsault, and he fucked up his back where he didn't have feeling in some parts of his body,
yeah.
so he basically had to retire.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is his first appearance. Ricky Steamboat has his baby and he kisses his fucking wife. I don't think he should have done any of that, but whatever.
No.
They show you Donald Trump is at ringside. They actually show you at this point, okay, he's at ringside with his wife, and it looks like Paul Heyman is sitting next to him. Is that Paul Heyman? You see that guy who looks like him?
Oh yeah, I don't think it's Paul Heyman, but Paul Heyman
No, no, Paul
in
Heyman is here, but
WCW, I think, at the time.
yeah, it looks like modern day Paul Heyman sitting next to
Mhm.
him. Anyway, Ricky Steamboat and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, not Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Greg the Hammer Valentine. There's too many fucking flops done by Greg the Hammer Valentine this match.
Mhm.
There's too many moments of him getting hit in the head, and he does the fear flop to his
Yeah,
face.
yeah,
He
yeah.
did it like 3, 4 times in this fucking 4-minute match.
Mhm.
Basically, Steamboat hits a crossbody and fucking top row crossbody, and Hammer fucking reverses it, holds onto the tight, and the Hammer wins. This sucked the fucking life out of the room
Yeah,
because
because
everybody loves Ricky Steamboat. Why did he lose so fast?
they didn't want to have Ricky Steamboat fight Macho Man on the show.
Oh, that makes sense, man, dude. It was the fucking energy got sucked out as soon as Ricky Steamboat is so good and he's so popular, and just like the fact that he gets mismanaged by both the
I,
NWA and WWE
I
is
don't.
insane.
I think looking back, you can almost hear the contempt in the voice of Gorilla and Jesse. I think when he walked out with that kid, that's when Vince
Yes,
decided, I will never give you anything.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could tell walking out with the
He
baby.
insisted on his wife and kid being. I've heard it from Eric Bischoff, Ric Flair, Tony Schiavone, Bruce Pritchard. They all say that none of them changed the story. That he insisted on having his wife and kid. Everyone said it's a mistake. Nobody liked it. Both companies, and they said that's what hurt him.
Yeah, because you know what it is this. Asuka is married and she has kids.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know this because she hides it well. Why does she hide it? It's not because she's ashamed of her family, but because she knows part of this industry is like you gotta have people want to desire you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have the sex appeal where people want to desire you. They gotta think in their small little brains that there's a chance that maybe one day I could get with Oscar, right? Even though they never can. And that illusion is destroyed if they know you're married and have kids. Ricky Steamboat is a fucking good looking man. And the fact that there's some people willing to go to these shows thinking that maybe I have a shot with Ricky Steamboat, but now when you bring his fucking wife and kids, that illusion is fucking destroyed. It's
But
stupid.
But also, like, it takes away the illusion that this guy's like some karate badass, like just beating the shit
Yeah,
out of people. It's
that's
like,
another
dude.
one.
So when I like, like I knew, like when I was like fucking 9, I know this guy owns gyms. I know his wife's name. I know why. Why is it not? Why do I, as a 9-year-old, know his fucking wife's name?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
she should just be some vague thing that I don't know about. I even
yeah.
almost feel
I
like
agree.
seeing Sami Zayn's wife took a lot out of that. It's just like, because I hate to say it, this is gonna sound awful, but you're like, that's what you wound up with. I don't know. It's like that's you travel the world, you're on national TV, and that's what you married.
I don't
I
want
know
to
it sounds like
know.
a dickheaded move, but it's like I don't need to know your wife. The only wife, the only two people who did this right were Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, in a way, but to be fair, when I first saw
Dominic.
Jesus Christ, Ricky Steamboat's been married and divorced like fucking 5 times, dude.
I know. Well, this woman, the reason why
This
he
is
left
Bonnie. This one's Bonnie.
Bonnie's the one who kind
Yeah.
of ruined his career. That everyone says when Eric Bischoff would be like, "I need to renegotiate with you," and Bonnie would be like, "No, you're going to negotiate with me," and he's like, "I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to Ricky." And he was like, "You know, if I talk to this bitch, I don't want to. I don't really need you. You don't do that much." I think she ruined his career.
Yeah, this guy, you know what his weakness was? Women. His 100% of weakness was women.
Yeah.
Get married and divorced this many fucking times and have a fucking bring him out to the fucking you had a woman problem, bro.
It's so
But
funny because, like, I
yeah,
really do feel like now that now that we watch these NWA shows, I really kind of feel like we're watching this guy ascend from a new kid to the man, right? And WrestleMania
mhm.
3, he's like the man in waiting. And I feel like at WrestleMania 4, it was like you're nothing. And Savage and Bret Hart are the men in waiting. You know what I mean?
I think so.
You are nothing. And it was proven because when Vince brought him back in '91, he was a fucking he was an opening match guy. He didn't have faith in him.
Yeah.
So
All right. Moving
this,
on.
by the way, this is his last match. This is his last match.
Yeah, so he's not going to be back for a couple of years. Yes.
Yeah. He'll be
He's going to
back in
actually.
NWA next year, and when we get to that, we'll get to that.
That's true. But next time he returns in WWE, he'll actually be a real dragon.
Yeah.
Mean Gene is in the back with the Bulldogs and Matilda and Coco Beware, and they cut a promo about how they're gonna go after the Islanders and Bobby Heenan, and it's gonna be weasel hunting season. I'm so sick and tired of this like weasel thing, like this like oh he's a weasel, like it's so
But you know what the problem is? The baby faces never have good mic skills, and then Bobby Heenan just destroys them on the mic.
yeah like but this weasel thing is sound. This is like that's what dates this show. Like
Mhm.
like insults like that is like something from like it's like something from the 80s. I heard Jason Sensation do an impression of like Bret Hart recently, and it was like he was talking like Bret Hart, and he was like, "That guy's nothing but a high." He goes, "That guy's nothing but a hyena."
Hyena.
He goes, "He's a hyena." And I'm like, those are like insults from like the 80s and 70s.
Mhm.
That guy's nothing but a weasel. He's a hyena. It just makes me laugh. It's so outdated. All right. Anyways, match number 5. Butch Reed with Slick versus Randy Savage with Liz. Liz is wearing a great pair of diamonds,
It's
and Liz is great. She's got this. You know what Liz reminded me of? Actually, I'll talk about that later. Let me just get to this match. So, Butch Reed, he's beating the shit out of Randy Savage, like beating the shit out of him, like 90% of this match. I don't even. Well, the only offense Savage is getting is a bunch of punches, but Butch Reed is beating the shit out of him. Butch Reed gets up on top, and like Liz, like kind of like gets in his eye view, and it distracts him enough for Savage to just like dump him off the top, climb up, and hit this fucking elbow drop for the win for Savage. Um, Liz is great. I actually very much underestimated Liz as a ballet,
good.
but she really makes her money in this whole tournament. You know what Liz looks like? I didn't
Princess,
realize how
Princess
actually
Di.
great. No, I didn't realize how beautiful she actually was. Because when I was a kid, it was never like I never looked at. I was too young to really know. But even when I was older, I didn't think she was like really that attractive. But I see it now.
Mhm.
She looks like those like anime girls.
Yes.
She looks like an anime girl, like an
Well,
actual anime girl come to life.
the thing about she looks like a movie star. Like
Yeah, yeah, but
compare,
like
especially
yeah,
when you
she looks
compare it to
very
like other
delicate.
women that are around wrestling at this time. She looks like she hosts like a daytime show. Like, you know what I mean? She looks like a news anchor. She looks like a classy woman. And
Hmm
she's just standing there with this fucking maniac. And
Yeah,
that's
it's
what made it
amazing.
work. And you're like, why is this? Well, this woman could probably be on TV. Why is she standing with this guy?
Yeah.
And then she
Is
does
it?
little things to help him that you
Yes.
don't really notice.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, she's really good. She's very underestimated.
Yeah. By the way, Savage is a good guy at this point, but there's even still moments where like his old gimmick kind of resurfaces. Like in this
Yeah.
match when they go, Savage makes like he goes, you go over there, you go like he still directs her where she needs to stand. So it's a little still like, oh, that's a little weird. But yeah, this was yeah, what I mean, other than it's basically a squash. Not, it's I don't even know if it's a squash match. It's like a very quick
It's
match
it's very quick again, a very quick match. They gotta move, they gotta keep it moving. Yeah, and they got the job done. That Savage won. So
though. All right. Moving along. Bob Eucher, once again in the back, talking about who's looking for Vanna White when he's interrupted by Bobby Heenan on the Islanders. And Bobby Heenan and Islanders are cutting a promo, and Eucher knows this entire storyline. He knows what's going on. Like, you guys try to kidnap Matilda. He knows so much about this. I'm like, what the fuck? He knows more about this than I do. Once again, Eucher is great in this. Anything you want to add about that?
no, Euchre's great. You're right.
Yeah. Match number 6. One man gang with Slick versus Bam Bam Bigelow with uh what was his name? Lord Humperdinck?
Yeah, Lord Humble, but yeah, Humper
Yeah.
Funker.
There's a point where Slick fucking pulls down the ropes and fucking um Bigelow goes outside and basically one man gang wins by count out. Very lame. Anything you want to add to that?
Just another match that deflates the crowd. I think I think when you walk in, you're like, wow, maybe we'll see like Hogan versus Ricky Steamboat. Maybe we'll see Andre the Giant versus Bam Bam Bigelow. Maybe we'll see maybe the finals will be Macho Man and Ricky Steamboat. Like, who knows? And then you get there and it's like, you're at this point in the show, you're like, oh, the one man gang advanced, Greg Valentine advanced, and Don Morocco advanced. You know what I'm saying? So you're
Yeah, so
thinking to
like
yourself, like, I'm not, you're probably sitting there like, we're not even going to see good matches. You know what I mean?
so uh Bam Bam Bigelow, remember there was a point where he like main evented with fucking Hogan
Yeah.
and in Survivor Series, and now he's already getting losing by count out. Like he's like getting pushed down as well too. It's like he's knocked out real fast.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he was, but I also think I think Vince had said, I have to have Savage be the only babyface who's over at the end. I need him to be Hogan while Hogan's away. And I think he was nervous to let any of the other baby faces look good.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
that way,
that's fair.
if the heels just triumph over all the other babyfaces in the tournament, and then Macho Man triumphs over them, it's like, well, clearly Macho Man's the best.
Yeah.
He didn't want to run into it because I think Tony Khan. Let me tell you something. If Tony Khan was there, he would book Ricky Steamboat Macho Man in the finals. But here's the problem with that: you divided loyalties. Half the crowd is going to be upset Ricky Steamboat lost or won. Half the crowd's going to be upset on Macho Man, and you've already had in your mind that Macho Man's the guy, right? You need Macho Man
hmm
to be the guy for a year before Hogan comes back. So, yeah, is it going to be a great match? It'll might even be better than 3. But now people are going to be like half the people that are going to buy tickets like, well, I don't want to go see fuck Macho Man. He beat Ricky Steamboat. I don't want to go see him. And then if Ricky Steamboat wins, like fuck him. He beat Macho Man. So you've divided the audience. So at the end of the night, did the matches suck? Sure. But at the end of the night, everyone's behind Macho Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Mean Gene is in the back with Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan This is a really long feud, by the way, he has with Andre, but he starts going off on this really weird promo. It sounds like an Ultimate Warrior promo.
I know. I
He's
kind of liked it
he's
though.
talking about like Donald Trump and like how like you got to get rid of your materialistic possessions, and what if there's a flood, and who's gonna save you? Donald Trump, you got to let go. You give your materialistic possessions, you got to save your family. I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? This is Hulk Hogan, guys.
Yeah.
It was a very weird promo, and then he swims
I
away.
know. I like that too. Yeah.
What the fuck was
I
this
felt like
promo?
he fucking dude. I think he did the coke and then he just went for it.
Oh yeah, it was a weird promo. I was like, what is this guy talking about? It was so abnormal. It was not your typical Hogan promo.
Mm-hmm.
Match number 7, Rick Rude and Bobby the Brain Heenan and versus Jake the Snake Roberts. Rick Rude's got a woman's face painted on his ass.
He always did that.
You know what? Besides him and RVD, was there anybody else who airbrushed their tights this well?
No, not that I know of. No.
Yeah, it was like RVD did this where he had like
Someone should bring
tights.
it back.
Someone should. It's great. I love it when you always have like different pair. It looks like you always have a different pair of tights on. You know, I love it. I love it. They should bring it back. Anyway, this match that's going, they do that stupid fucking finish that I hate. You know where the bad guy's in the corner and he fucking trips up the good guy, and then he covers him with his fucking feet on the corner ropes. This thing fucking makes his return. This fucking stupid finish. But the bell rings because it's actually a draw, a time limit draw. Neither man wins. Jake Roberts gets the snake out to try to chase him away. The crowd is not into this at all. Nobody gives a fuck about this match.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck about this match.
This was the long match we're talking about, right?
This was the worst match on the show. I don't. Could you hear I heard boring chants. Did you hear boring chants?
I did. You know what's
I've never
really
heard boring
weird?
chants at the WWE show in the '80s before this match.
You know what's really weird about this match? These two, if you just watch this match, these two have no chemistry together. Yet later on, they still decide that these two guys are going to work together in a feud.
Dude, this is
Crazy.
This match is so bad. I've seen this match before, and I remember being like, "Is this match is just bad." It's just
like
bad.
these two don't seem to have chemistry together.
No.
We know Jake Roberts is a good wrestler. We know Rick Rude is a good wrestler. So it's not that they're bad wrestlers. It's just that they don't have chemistry, right? And yet somehow, even though in this match they stink it up and there doesn't seem to be any chemistry, they decide to put these guys into like an important feud.
But the thing about it is there's no story here. When there's a story, like I've seen the angle where Jake the Snake runs out and beats the shit out of Rick Rude. When there's a story, then people are invested. You know what I mean? There's no story. There's nothing for them to play off of. Also, neither one of them is winning. They're basically told to go out there and kill 15 minutes at WrestleMania. There's nothing to build to because they're not going to win. They're going to be forgotten about at the end of the night. It was a complete waste. Honestly, like I just would have had them like they get a double count out, like 5 minutes in. There was no reason this match to go this long, and give the extra 10 minutes to Ted DiBiase and Macho Man. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Mean Gene, he introduces Vanna White, who finally appears. So this whole show, they keep building up to Vanna White. Where's Vanna White? Where's Vanna White? Bob Euker,
I don't know if you remember, she was a huge star back then.
Yeah. I remember. And they finally introduced Vanna White. And let me tell you, I do not see it. I just don't see it. I don't see what everyone else sees. She's so fucking skinny. I think it almost looks like she has an eating disorder. How skinny
she did, right? Actually.
Oh, she did. Dude, it shows. She's abnormally skinny.
By the way, you want to talk about someone with? Have you seen Jordan Grace lately?
No.
Dude. So look at some of her recent photos, dude. She is like, she has muscles on top of muscles. Her face is getting more and more square. And I'm like, am I imagining this? That
I'm looking at it now.
She looks really, dude, there's some fucking shit going in that body that shouldn't be. So then I went back to December. She still looked like a regular woman. What the fuck is she putting in her body the last 3 months? She does not look healthy. I don't care how many muscles you have. You don't. That doesn't look healthy.
Oh yeah, this looks
No, she's
this looks this looks abnormal.
this looks steroids.
Yeah, it looks like steroids.
Yeah, it's like,
Man, that's the thing with wrestling is like
and then bro, she'll put like photos of herself when she's fat next to the photos now, and I'm like, yo, you look healthy or fat? Can you fucking?
yeah, she wasn't even fat
Wasn't
then.
fat.
She was normal. Yeah, she was actually healthy back then. Now she looks like it looks chemically enhanced.
She looks like a
You
reverse
know?
China. Looks like she pulled a reverse China, bro.
Yeah, it
It's
looks
sad.
like
It's scary and
worrisome.
sad.
It looks worrisome. Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks worrisome.
yeah, because
Um,
like, dude, if you go back to December on Instagram, she does not look like that at all, and
she's
she looks like a regular person in December. She has abs on. She has like muscles on top of muscles in her stomach. That it's like crazy. It's not. It doesn't look good.
no, these are terrible looking pictures.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
she's making
yeah,
posts like, "Oh, you haters." No, dude, you look like you're sick.
yeah. Well, I hope she gets the help that she needs.
I
Um,
think she's getting the help that she needs.
I said I hope she gets the help she needs.
She thinks like
Um,
this fucking.
Jesus, yeah, this is abnormal. But anyways, Vanna White looks. She looks. I legit thought like she looked like she had an eating disorder here, and you tell me she did. I could show. She, dude, I think fucking Miss Elizabeth is way hotter than Vanna
Oh yeah,
White.
yeah. Miss
There's a
Elizabeth
point where
wasn't on TV every day, so that's why everyone knows.
yeah, they ask her, they go, hey, Mean Gene asks, hey, you know, Bob Euker is looking for you, and she's like, who's Bob Euker? And it was just really strange for me how they built up Vanna White so much because when she finally came out, I was just like, okay, whatever. I don't know why
Well,
this was so
the
pissed
reason
off.
why they're building her up is because it's kind of like if they got this is gonna sound weird, but it's true. It's like if they got Taylor Swift to be at WrestleMania.
They should have brought that fucking lady from Kate and Alley back, dude.
Yeah, well, I'm more a fan of her than Vanna White, but
Yeah,
Vanna White was like a lot of people like there was like I saw comedians in the '80s that like they watched Wheel of Fortune to jerk off to Vanna White. That was like the whole fucking thing. Everyone's like, oh my god, this hot chick. I think she was in Playboy too. This hot chick is like, that's why we watch it. Like people are watching. Like men were joking that they're watching it because they fucking have hard-ons watching her turn letters. I never saw it. I thought she was a decent enough looking
yeah,
woman,
she's not an ugly woman. I just don't
but she was,
like.
dude. When they got her for this, it was like she was a bigger star than even like Hulk Hogan back then.
Yeah, I mean they got her for 2 years, just like Bob Euchre. You
What
know?
year did they have her? She didn't do 3.
No, didn't she do? Vanna White did something with them before, didn't she?
No, that was Mary Hart from Entertainment Tonight.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that
And
was
then
Mary
Marla
Hart.
Maples, who was Trump's second wife, does
What?
WrestleMania 7.
Wait, what
Marla
did you say?
Maples does 7. Marla Maples.
Oh man, I'm mistaken Vanna White for fucking Mary Hart. That's what it
Yeah.
was. You're right. Yeah, dude, that makes so much sense because I thought it was Vanna
Yeah, because
White,
you're
but
like, why did they make a big deal last year?
yeah, I was like, why didn't they make such a big deal last year, and why did she get stupider from last year? That's all I was
No,
thinking.
no.
Yeah, it was Mary Hart because Mary Hart knew her shit too. You know.
Yeah, because
Anyway,
Mary Hart's because Vanna White, all she does is turn letters. It's not like she
yeah,
hosts the show or anything.
dude, she seems so empty-headed to me. Like
Yeah,
she seems like a buckethead.
dude, she's had the
Anyway,
easiest job in the world for fucking 40 years.
yeah. Anyway, she's with Mean Gene. They go for the brackets. She really likes Hulk Hogan. She really likes Randy Savage. I'm like,
She likes
okay,
all the faces. It'd be funny if she went for the heels. I love $1 Million Man.
yeah, that'd be really funny. We're gonna go to match number 8. Is Hercules Hernandez versus Ultimate Warrior. People are already into Ultimate Warrior. They do a full Nelson spot where Hercules has Warrior in the full Nelson, but Warrior pushes off, and they both fall on the mat. And it's a cover, it's a double cover, but Warrior gets his shoulders up. So Warrior wins, but Hercules is mad. He attacks him with the chain, but Warrior grabs it and he fucking swings the chain around. What do you think about this match?
You okay?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
somebody in here, but it's okay.
Okay. I think I thought it was fine for getting Warrior over. here's the thing I'm realizing watching Royal Rumble this. I don't think Vince realizes what he has in the Ultimate Warrior yet.
Yeah.
I don't think he realizes that this is gonna be like a legend. And but
he knows he has something.
you
Like,
know
I
he
think
had
he knows
something
he has
because Warrior had a
something.
special little match. But when you compare like this to SummerSlam '88 when we get there in 2 weeks, it's like the people are hungry for him, bro. The people are like they're hungry for him, and you can feel the hunger. You feel the hunger start rising in the crowd. Like they're like, we want more of this guy.
Yeah. People are already like really into him at this
I
point.
know,
Yeah, they're really.
but you could just with the commentary and you can tell by how Gorilla and Jesse are talking about the match, they don't understand what they have. They don't understand that this guy. I don't think Vince knew like in 2 years this guy's going to win the belt. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They show Sugar Ray Leonard. He's in the crowd with his boys. And they do recap the whole history between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. By the way, Hogan and Andre, this feud started on Superstars, a TV show called Superstars, on January 17th, 1987.
Mm-hmm.
And WrestleMania 3 was what, like 3 months later, right? Or 2 months later in 87. And the way WWE paints it now, it was like after WrestleMania 3, the feud was over. But it's not. Like, this is March 1988. They're still feuding.
Yeah.
So this is like over a year-long feud, pretty much at this point. You know?
But you know, it was money. It was money for them.
It was like they were able to carry this feud from January of 1987 all the way to March of 88. That's over a year-long feud.
Yeah. But Hogan
And
Hogan had other opponents, but like they always had him in the background. Yeah.
Yes. This is basically one of those situations, right? Like they're using this feud to really prop up Ted DiBiase, really, you know?
Well, this feud elevates Macho Man and Ted DiBiase. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm. It's which is kind of smart because it's not just because I feel like they didn't do that with Roman and Brock. Roman and Brock just
What's really interesting about this is, so this feud, the beginning of feud led to the fucking match that was WrestleMania 3, which was like there was like a 2 month build. There was a 2 month build to that main event, but then this feud just continues so much so that basically, if you really think about it, what happens is in main event, there's this show called Main Event, right, where they're Hogan and Andre do a return match, and the fucking title gets switched, which leads to this entire tournament in WrestleMania 4. This fucking feud led to this entire WrestleMania 4, if you think about it. It's insane. When they were doing that whole summary, I was like, this is like one of the longest feuds I've ever seen. It's so fucking long.
But they got people over with it, not just Hogan and Andre.
No, I think it's a good feud when it's this long and you can when you're gonna have a feud that's this long, you have to pull in other people.
Yeah, they never did that. They never did that with Brock and Brock.
Yeah. I think the closest thing I could think of is like, what's a modern day thing that's like that, where it's like because this feud's going, it's bringing other people into it.
Oh, I guess Sami Zayn and the Bloodline.
Kinda. I'm trying to think.
Kevin Owens and the Bloodline. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, because you're kind of getting, Kevin Owens involved. Cody's kind of getting involved. Yeah.
Jey Uso's being elevated.
Yeah, but it's not that. Yeah, there isn't anything like this where this feud is so popular, and you're gonna see it when they have this match. People are still going ape shit over these fucking matchup, Hogan and Andre, which they've seen 3 times by now, right? But people are so into it, and it's just you were able to create an entire WrestleMania off of this fucking feud. It's insane. It's not a great WrestleMania, but still, you still created a whole WrestleMania concept.
But still, you started this feud in January of '87. Ted DiBiase is not even in the company, and the way the feud ends, it elevates Ted DiBiase into like one of the best characters they ever had. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like the feud's ending with 2 other guys and they're getting themselves over, you know?
Yeah. You're just constantly bringing in new people and you're using this feud to get other people over. That's amazing. I don't think Hogan and Andre, I think maybe we go down.
Vince and Austin. That's another feud that they kept bringing.
Yeah, that's true too. That is true too. Yeah.
Undertaker, Triple H, Rock, China, Boss Man. Everyone gets over when they got into that story.
Yeah. Let's go to match number 9. Because actually, this is why they did the lead up. It is Andre the Giant with Virgil and Ted DiBiase versus Hulk Hogan. Both were former WWF champions. They actually get a bye in the first round. So this is now the beginning of the second round, and they're in this match. People are going apeshit for this match. They're fucking in it from Jump Street. Um, there's a point where Andre the Giant gets tied up in the ropes and fucking Hogan like rips his shirt. Crowd's going crazy. This is the definition of mania. Like, you know, like they people mention Beatlemania because the crowd were like, they were so into the Beatles, like they were just like legit going crazy. They were just like cheering for everything, just like making crazy noise. That's what Hulkamania is. People are legit having mania that they're fucking cheering so much they sound like crazy people, right? That's what this crowd is. They sound crazy to me. He just rips his shirt and they're just going apeshit. I'm like, guys, relax. He's just ripping his shirt, but they're just like, ah! They're going insane. It's mania. It's legit mania, right?
Mania, brother.
Yeah, and Virgil distracts, and Ted DiBiase pulls out a chair and he's distracting the referee, and fucking DiBiase hits him with a chair, and Hogan gets the chair and he fucking uses it on Andre. Refs like disqualification, double disqualification. Everybody, there's too many chairs, too many disqualification. Everybody's out. Hogan goes outside. He grabs Virgil, and he does a suplex on the aisleway, but a suplex where Hogan does not bump at all. It's the funniest thing I did. He does a vertical suplex. He just fucking throws fucking.
Yeah, you notice they keep mentioning Virgil that didn't come back out. I think Virgil must have got hurt.
Yeah, because
They keep mentioning, hey, Virgil's not coming out anymore, and I think.
Yeah, Virgil landed awkwardly because the way a vertical suplex is, you guys both fall back. Hogan picks him up and just fucking throws him. Hogan never goes down in that bump. He just fucking throws him. And then Hogan comes back in and he fucking body slams Andre. And then he does, remember, then he does his.
He got disqualified.
He does his classic, like, 5-minute pose afterwards. Like, this is the middle of the pay-per-view. This is not even at the end. This is the middle. This is like smack in the middle of the pay-per-view.
Well, I think this was right before intermission.
Yeah, and he does this like long, Hogan, that's what Hogan does. He does this long pose down. He does a thing, and fucking Trump, they show you Trump's loving it and shit. This is in the middle of the show. I was like, Jesus, how are you going to follow this fucking thing? This was incredible. Hogan is so popular. This feud, I think watching this now, this has got to be one of the best feuds of all time. Hogan versus Andre, it has to be.
No, I agree. I didn't love this match. I think the crowd also. I think the crowd wanted something longer. I think they wanted like a definite winner, and the fact that like there is one more match. They have a cage match in the summer. On like it was kind of like it's not really a pay-per-view, but like you can buy Coliseum tape and it looks like but it wasn't a pay-per-view. I'm wondering where they aired it. But I think people like went there to see like a definite winner and they didn't get it, and I think people were kind of annoyed. But yeah, it's just great to see Hogan pose and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Mean Gene is with Randy Savage and Liz. They talk about Hulk Hogan, and Savage is like, yeah, Hulk Hogan was cheated. This shit's not cool. They mention the Mega Powers because the Mega Powers, which is the Hogan and Savage and Liz team, actually was created and formed in October 3rd, 1987. So this is already like couple months into their partnership, right? So that's good to know that they're already a friendship between them. We're going to go match number 10, Don Morocco versus Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase comes down alone with no Virgil, no Andre. And DiBiase catches Don Morocco and he falls backwards, draping Morocco on the top ropes, almost like a fucking like clothesline on the ropes. Don Morocco falls. DiBiase covers him for the win to advance. What did you think?
Again, it was what it was, I think people were kind of like, oh, okay. It was what it was. Wasn't very good.
Nope. Bob Euker, he's in the back still looking for Vanna White when Mr. Fuji and Demolition, they cut a promo, and Bob Euchre's, doing his thing, which is very good. And then they show you that the 1-man gang gets a bye. He gets a bye to the next round. And we're going to go to match number 11. Greg the Hammer Valentine versus Randy Savage. Greg Hammer tries to go for a figure 4, and Savage is able to reverse it, kind of turn it into a small package for the win. So Savage advances. Anything you want to add, or just move on?
Move on. It was what it was.
Gene Okerlund is with Vanna White, and they go over the brackets again. Mm-hmm. And this fucking empty-headed fuck still goes, I feel like Hogan. I want Hogan. And Mean Gene's like, okay, well, they're both out. Hogan and I.
He's not in it anymore.
Yeah, he's not in it anymore, you fucking empty-headed fuck. Anyway.
He said that, you empty-headed fuck.
Yeah, he should have said it. He's like, dang, Hogan's still my guy. I still like Hogan. I was like, are you even watching this?
No, she's not. No.
Yeah, she's
probably
not.
in a room with her husband having catering, and they're like, all right, time to do your thing.
Yeah. Match number 12 for the Intercontinental Championship. This is match number 12, guys. It is.
The show is nowhere near close to
long. Yeah, this is such a long pay-per-view. For the Intercontinental Championship, Honky Tonk Man, who's a champion with Jimmy Hart, and Peggy Sue, who is actually Sherry Martel in disguise, who does a great job acting like a Peggy Sue as well, with her dancing and shit. And Honky is going to face Beefcake. There is a ref bump, and Beefcake and Jimmy Hart crawl into the ring, and he come back out, and Beefcake's got scissors, and he starts cutting Jimmy Hart's hair. He actually starts cutting all of it. And the referee wakes up and he calls a disqualification for the ref bump. They don't do this anymore, where if the ref gets bumped, when he wakes up, he's like, no, fuck this. This is disqualification. You fucking hit. They don't do that anymore.
No, they don't. They just assume that somebody from another planet hit them. I don't know.
Yeah, they do this. They do this twice. They did it twice in one pay-per-view. How do you feel about that? The ref, when the ref gets bumped and he wakes up, he's like, no, fuck you guys. You guys are all disqualified.
I mean, that's probably what would happen. I mean, if you ran into a referee, I don't know if in UFC you just start punching the referee, he's gonna disqualify you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because right now the way it is like the ref gets hit, he goes down and he wakes up and he's like, huh? Oh, there's a cover. 1, 2, 3. Like, yeah. In a way, I do kind of like that the ref wakes up and he's like, no, fuck you guys. Everybody's out. You know?
Yeah, this was another match. You know, the problem with so many of these matches are that, you know, and they didn't really do this back then. They really Vince wanted to keep the heat on a lot of the heels. Almost all the heels he has, he's trying to keep the heat on them. So he makes the baby faces all like idiots across the board. This is another match where
like Beefcake loses by disqualification, and he's so fucking happy, and I'm like, dude, you didn't win the belt, dude.
Yeah, I know.
But he's so excited. He's so excited he won by DQ.
I think they were trying to get over back then that even if you win by disqualification, it's still a win. So you won something. Gorilla Monsoon would say you still get the winner's purse of the money if you win by disqualification. So it's like, so even if they didn't win the belt, if you do, let's say Honky Tonk Man lose by DQ, you get more money than him.
Yeah.
That was Gorilla Monsoon's logic.
That was his logic, yes.
Which they don't do anymore. Apparently nobody cares about money. Have you known they never mention money?
They don't. Yeah. You know who still does, kind of? Jim Ross.
Yeah.
He still goes like, hey, if you win, you got to go to the, that's how you get to the pay window. But, he still mentions it kind of.
But my thing with the show is people are hungry. This crowd is hungry for Brutus Beefcake to win the belt. They're hungry for Ricky Steamboat to advance. They're hungry for Hogan to advance. And every single match, these guys are getting cut off at the knee. And then they act like they did. So like both Hogan and Beefcake are acting like they accomplished something. They failed. Both of them failed. And they're like,
yeah. Bob Euker's in the back when Andre the Giant is cutting a promo. And this is that iconic fucking scene that they would show year after year where Andre's got his fucking hand on Euker's shoulder and Euker goes, hey buddy, you mind getting your foot off my shoulder? And fucking Andre chokes him and Euker makes this great face while he's getting choked. This was fucking great. This WrestleMania 4 might be a fucking dud, but just the fact that it gave us that fucking scene is worth it. Great. I think.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
Match number 13, the Islanders with Bobby Heenan, who's wearing protective gear so that we get bit by a dog, versus British Bulldog and Coco Beware. Jesse Ventura keeps going. He goes, Heenan looks like a Chinaman in that getup. And then, like, it's kind of like Gorilla Monsoon, you could tell he's a little uncomfortable. He's like, yeah, and he tries to move along, but Jesse Ventura's like, hey, remember like the cook from Bonanza? That the fucking it looks like that cook from Bonanza, right? And Gorilla Monsoon's like,
think
yeah.
this is when I got the sense that Jesse Ventura was just done with this show and was just gonna start trying to just fuck with everybody.
He looks
This
like
is the match because the rest of the show, you can just tell like I'm just done. Like this was too long. This isn't that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He looks like a Chinaman, right? Gorilla, right? And Gorilla's like, yeah. And he goes, like that cook from Bonanza. I keep thinking the cook from Bonanza. He's like, yeah, Jesse.
By the way,
yeah.
this is another match where the baby faces look like idiots.
Yeah. So what happens is the Islanders, they pick up Bobby Heenan and they fucking body splash him down onto Coco Beware for her to win. So Coco Beware and the Bulldogs lose. Afterwards, you can see the British Bulldogs trying to force Matilda to like bite Heenan. Like they're fucking taking the dog, like forcing it on him. Man, we have come a long way, baby. Because we don't do this kind of fucking animal abuse anymore. This is some. Remember when they freaked out about Cody with his dog with the fucking fireworks? You watch this, it was like, man, this is nothing. The fucking shit they used to make animals do in wrestling shows. It's like, they're like literally dragging Matilda, like she's like almost choking the shit out of her. Like, come here, you fucking dog. Like, pretend to bite this fucking guy. And the dog's just like, what the fuck am I doing?
The dog doesn't know she's supposed to be working.
Yeah. I felt so bad for the dog. I really did. I felt bad for the dog. Yo, Coco Beware in this match, I didn't realize he's fucking small.
Yeah.
He's really small. Like, he's smaller than Dynamite Kid.
Small as shit, bro.
Yeah, he's small as shit. All right, I'll move right along. Howard Finkel announces Jesse Ventura, who just stands up and just starts posing. Everyone cheering because he's a movie star. He is a legit movie star at this point. He was
Predator.
At this point, he was in the Predator. He was in the Running Man. He's actually is like a legit movie star.
Dude, I love though this show is so long and there's still like we need to give Jesse Ventura time to pose.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine like just like WrestleMania night 1? It's like up to 4 hours, and they're like, "Hold on, Corey Graves is now going to pose for everyone."
Yeah.
But people weren't like. I feel like now people would boo this. Everyone was like into it. They're like, "Yeah, pose."
They were super into Jesse Ventura posing. Yeah, they were into it, dude. Like, you can't even get mad at them for doing this because they're like the fans actually appreciate this shit.
Yeah, they're
right?
like, we were hoping Jesse Ventura would pose for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
3 hours into this fucking thing.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah. And you know what? Jesse was into it. Like, I think it was like a little boost. Like,
I almost feel like Jesse was the one who said I have to pose if this show's gonna.
Yeah. They announced that Ted DiBiase gets a bye, so we go to match number 14, a one-man gang versus Randy Savage. One-man gang loses by disqualification because he's an idiot.
He's using
That's the best way to explain this. He gets the refs distracted by Elizabeth, so he gets Slick's cane and he starts trying to hit Savage, but he keeps missing, and he just keeps going for it. And then basically the ref sees him and he's like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing?" And calls for disqualification. And then one-man gang's like, "Huh? What happened?" Like, "Oh, I got caught." And then afterwards, one-man gang and Slick hug, and they're hugging, and fucking Randy Savage like hits him from the top rope. This was stupid. It made one-man gang look like a fucking like a dummy.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. This is so the whole in the idea of Macho Man's gonna beat 4 people and become the champ, right?
Yeah,
it's great. This is when they start fucking it up because he doesn't actually win. If one man gang had half a brain, he probably would have just beat him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And One Man Gang has to deliberately go out of his way to be a fucking idiot in order for Macho Man to win. So this is where they start.
Yeah, yeah. Macho Man didn't win because he beat One Man Gang. He won because One Man Gang was just an idiot. You know?
Yes, and this is
Yeah.
where they start losing me with the storyline.
Yeah, yeah. I think so. I think so as well.
And then the main event, and I have some. Even though I think the main event's the best match on the card, I still have some problems with it. Major problems.
We get Mean Gene with Vanna White. They go over to brackets again, and she fucking leaves. And as soon as she leaves, Bob Euker comes in, and he's looking for her, and he's like, "Well, she's been messaging me all the time." Like Mean Gene goes like, "Oh, she doesn't know you are." He goes, "I've been getting messages from Vance White," and he's like, "That's doesn't make any sense, man. Well, you're looking for Vanna White, but you're getting emails, you're getting messages from Vance White. What the fuck is that?"
And
That made
then
no
Bob
sense
Euchre's
to me.
like, "Whatever, bro."
Yeah, it was stupid, but whatever. That's a nice way to end, whatever. We go to match number 15. It's for the tag team championship. We got Demolition with Mr. Fuji versus Strike Force, who are the champions. So Martel has the Boston Crab on Axe, and Tito Santana, because he's an idiot, causes all sorts of He causes all sorts of distractions so the referee can't even pay attention to what's happening in the ring, and allows what do you call it? And then like Tito Santana for no reason just starts attacking Mr. Fuji, probably because he hates Asian people, right? He's like, Mr. Fuji wasn't doing anything. He just starts beating on Mr. Fuji, and Smash grabs Mr. Fuji's cane and he hits Martel. And Axe basically puts Max over for the cover for the new win and for the win and new champions Demolition. What did you think of this match?
I'll tell you, this is one of the first times I see like a WWE fans rooting for the heels over the face. They were into Demolition, bro. And it makes sense. Demolition just looks so much cooler and more put together. Strike Force they look like shit. And then Jesse just shitting on Tito in the commentary was so fucking funny, bro.
Yeah. Were you a Demolition guy?
Yeah.
Really? I was never into Demolition.
Yeah, I'm really Demolition was a good tag team, man. You'll see they have some good matches.
I believe you. I believe you.
Well, you're gonna see it for yourself, bro.
All right. Then we get Robin Leach. He presents the fucking belt and he's fucking walking it down to the ring. He's trying to make sure people don't fucking grab it.
Dude, he looks drunk, by the way. Have you noticed he looks a little hammered?
Oh, I didn't notice that, but I believe you. I'm sure he's probably. I'm sure that's what his payment was. We'll get you fucking hammered.
Yeah, that's where Vanna White was. They were drinking in the back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Bob Eucher is the guest ring announcer, and when he comes down, a fucking fan jumps in and he fucking hugs Bob Eucher. You see that?
Yeah.
And then they fucking like take him away. Vanna White is a guest timekeeper, and she kisses Bob Eucher on the cheek, and Bob Eucher starts having a stroke in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
We go to match number 16, our final match. It is the finals. Randy Savage versus DiBiase, who's there with Andre the Giant. Andre is constantly interfering, tripping fucking Savage multiple times and shit. Crowd chanting for Hogan. Savage whispers to fucking Liz. Liz fucking runs to her fucking away. And Jesse Ventura's like, I've seen something like this. I've seen this before. And DiBiase's like, he's basically beating the shit on Savage when Hogan and Liz return. Crowd starts fucking going crazy. DiBiase has the sleeper on Randy Savage, and the ref's distracted by Andre, which allows Hogan to come in and fucking hit DiBiase with the fucking chair in the back. And then Savage hits an elbow drop on DiBiase for the win, and to become the new champion. What did you think of this? This is a little weird.
Well, first of all, I noticed something funny. Andre puts no effort in grabbing Savage's foot, and Savage does a spin in the air. Did you notice the overselling every time? Andre basically like just lightly touching fucking Randy Savage's foot.
And then Savage would like fucking like fall on his ass and shit. Yeah.
It was really fun.
That was great.
But here's my problem with this match. So Randy Savage goes up to hit the elbow. $1 Million Man gets out of the way, right? Randy Savage doesn't hit it. $1 Million Man then gets Randy Savage in his finish in the $1 Million Dream. Randy Savage is not showing that he's getting out of it. It looks like he's like fading. It looks like he's about to lose.
Yes.
And then Hogan hits fucking Ted DiBiase with a chair. Hebrew.
Oh, give me 1 second. Yeah, I know. I asked if I could do it. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that, Ray. We're almost done. Yeah. Sorry.
Maybe do it at home. This guy's gonna.
Yeah. But this is the last time we're gonna do it here, actually.
Yeah. So fucking yeah. So they cheat to give Savage the belt. He doesn't earn it at the end. They just cheat. Ted DiBiase actually had him beat. Ted DiBiase didn't get hit by the finish, had him beat, and then they cheat. It's like a fucking. It's like I don't like the ending.
I'm glad you said that.
It's basically the NWO beats. It's like Ted DiBiase's the good guy in this.
This was a heel way to win. You get another guy to hit the guy in the chair. That was very weird. I don't know why they did that. It was very weird.
They did it because they were like, we need to show that Hogan was. I think they were like, even though Savage won, we need to let the audience know this is really Hogan's show. Hogan got him the belt.
Oh. Well, you're probably right, but I agree. That was kind of like a weird misstep, because it was like, if you want Savage if you're using this tournament to get Savage over, he should be getting decisive wins, instead of these half-ass wins. Because that's what they were.
If Hogan's going to use the chair, maybe be like the referee's down and Andre and DiBiase just beating the shit out of Savage, and then Hogan has no choice but to use a chair. Yes, but Hogan's just like, fuck it, I'll just hit this guy with a chair. He's winning fairly.
Hogan's the one who introduced the chair. That's weird. It's fucking weird, It is weird. Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Anyway, that's WrestleMania 4.
WrestleMania 4. We'll talk to you guys next time. And we're going to do Great American Bash 88. Thank you.
Great American Bash 88 is the next one, right?
Yep.
Excellent.
Thanks, guys. Hey, enjoy WrestleMania.